Morning guys, welcome back to What is Van Life. Now if you've seen our previous videos you might notice that our kitchen is looking a little bit different.
So our previous kitchen to this Mark built, but it was just a painted one and it was white. So we had painted it, I don't know, about 4 times, and it was starting to get to the point where we just couldn't paint it anymore and it was just looking a bit shabby and a bit worn. So this video is about the transformation. So it will basically show you the old kitchen, ripping it out, you know, putting this one in, and yeah, the end result. So we're really happy with it, so we want to share that with you.
We do. The reason I'm laughing is we've had about 20 bloopers on this little bit of reel.
We might put some of them in.
Anyway, carry on watching, it'll be fun.
So it begins. This is the taking out of the old kitchen to replace the new. So far so good. We pulled the old floor up and we've got the new floor down, and Mark has just put the carcass in of the whole new part of the kitchen, not the sink side, but the side that you see as soon as you come in. So here we go, take a look.
That's the low unit in as well. See where we have our toilet. I've covered that side. And you see that's where we had the oven there. We're just now having 2 drawers. And in there where we had the gas bowl, it's just now going to be a cupboard. And I've blanked off the gas storage bottle. And there's the access in the side panel for the grey water tank. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. So the cushions are back on the seats here, also there. Still got to varnish that top. It's looking like a van once more. And on this side, cushions are on there. There's a water pump and everything. Still got to fit the top on this side and put the drawers in. Well, that was a long 10-hour day. I think we're going to call it a day. Maybe do some more tomorrow. We haven't done too bad. I'm
pooped.
Yeah, pretty knackered. It was full on.
Wow, so looking back on those videos of taking out the old kitchen, well, we worked so hard, 2 full 12-hour days, but it was so worth it. We're so happy with the end result. Come and check it out. So as you can see, it had a bit of a transformation. The configuration is pretty much the same. I mean, there's only so many ways around you can have a kitchen in such a small space. So this is our new sink area. This isn't exactly the same place actually as the other one. I mean, there's only so many ways you can have things, but we've got a smaller sink. The last one we had was just a chrome one, just a standard sink, but we found that we didn't really need it that big. So we opted for a black sink, but it's deeper, but it's not as wide. This is a chopping board that just sits inside, so that gives you a nice big open area to be able to prepare stuff on. And then we have a little bowl, because this is great for your washing up and stuff, and your drying mat. And yeah, basically that's how we do our washing up. We've got our tap. The tap's the original one that we had actually. We did want to go for a black one, but in the end we just thought, yeah, still works. We'll just go for the original. So as you can see, our kitchen is pretty much the same design that it was previously, or by the colour. Now these are made of a different material to the last ones. The last ones were just painted, which was why it was really difficult to keep them clean, and we obviously had to keep repainting them. So this is laminated plywood, which Mark has put these grooves into to give it this effect. Has a laminated plastic edge tape on it to give this nice finish. The drawers were on an angle, so we've got a pull, so we don't have to have a doorknob here on every single one, which gives it a much sleeker appearance. They're also soft close, which is beautiful. Now you might have noticed that along the worktop here we've got these small holes which have got the washer in. Now keep watching and I will explain to you what these are for. You'll be amazed at how ingenious this is.
We always used to keep the bin on the bench top of the old kitchen, so this time Alison wanted me to put a cupboard in so we can keep all the bin and everything tucked away. So I made this little cupboard, and we have a little pull out bin, and when it shuts it closes in and the lid goes on top. Also above it I did a little shelf where we keep some tissues and cleaners and various little bits and pieces. So it's all kept in the same area. I think the bin bags are behind there as well. So yeah, all in all this bit worked out pretty good and we're happy with this. A nice little new addition. With the overheads, they're pretty much the same as they were. All we did was change the doors. Again, it's just the laminated plywood with the plastic edge around it that we stuck on, and again I put the grooves in to match the lower doors, and they're just on self-closing hinges again to keep them shut. We didn't make these doors finger pull because we found these lovely knobs in a little boutique that we were looking at one day, and we thought they matched really well, so we put those on. And to keep them shut, I've just got a clip at the top. Although they're on self-closing hinges, I've just got that clip in there and that keeps them shut. They never open when we're driving along. So yeah, we're really happy with those.
So this area here kind of serves as our couch. We've got our lovely cushion, and this is, you know, obviously our front door, so we're parked up somewhere really nice. This is the position, and you just get your beautiful view of wherever you are. Also, obviously it has a practical function. This is the same, the things that are under here are the same as what were here before. This is where our toilet is housed. Oops. So basically at night, all we would do is take this top cushion off and pop it on the other seat, so we've got access to the toilet if we want to use it within the night. So underneath the next cushion, this is my clothes storage. So I do have a couple of things that I don't use regularly in the back, but basically this is where I keep all of the clothes that I wear day to day. That gets thinned out on a regular basis, or, you know, if I buy something I try and throw something out because obviously there's only so much room. This cupboard here, this is where we used to house our gas bottle, and it is now kind of a bit of a storage area really, and it's huge. So we can keep all the big stuff in here. So we've got all our extra paper towels, you know, wipes and tissues and stuff like that, as well as all the cleaning stuff is at the bottom of this cupboard too. So that's been a huge game changer in this van, because obviously space being a premium, as you will know if you live in a van or if you have a camper, it's great to have that big area. So you may notice in the new kitchen we don't have the oven. The oven was one of those things that I thought I really needed. Coming out of a house, you know, you've got an oven, so we put one in the van. But for the amount of times that I used it, and you know, just the odd times I'd make potatoes in it or something like that, it wasn't really worth keeping it. Also, I would rather have the space. So we have drawers instead. We have this kind of really whole area instead now of just having that one oven, which ended up being a bit of a storage space anyway for the pots and pans. Also, the other bonus of not having the oven is that we got rid of the big gas bottle which was in this cupboard, which I referred to as the bomb, because it always kind of scared me a bit that we had all that gas, you know, in there with us. And of course that gave us this huge cupboard, which I've now got all of this cleaning stuff and all the extra stuff in. So it was a win-win to do that. So originally we had these covered with vinyl, which we thought would be really easy to keep clean. We could just wipe them and everything, but it didn't really turn out like that. And also they were quite hot in the summer, we'd kind of get stuck to them. So I had a friend who very graciously offered to make some covers for us. So we just picked this material up, which is lovely. It's like a velvet, and she's just made some, so they just velcro onto the back. So they're completely removable, and we can take them off and wash them, and they've been beautiful. They're so much nicer to sit on, and they give the van a bit more of a luxurious and comfortable feel.
Whereas with our old sink cupboard we used to have two doors on the front, this time we've gone with soft closed drawers again. So we keep all our food in here. This little cutout here is to go around the pipes of the sink underneath, so obviously the drawer wouldn't shut with all the pipes underneath, so I had to cut a little piece out like that to fit the back. But again, they're all soft close. And in the bottom drawer we keep our gas for our little stove, and in this area is where we keep the stove when we're driving. With the sink only taking up half of the space on the worktop, there's all this area here that wasn't being used underneath, and there was a big gap there of empty space. So I basically cut this front in half, and we put a small drawer in there too, and that's where we keep all our coffee stuff. That's worked out really well. That's a really good idea. Alison came up with that. I'll give her that one. Also, you'll notice there's another one of these washers in the bench top. Stand by, all will be revealed. On the side of the cupboard, I made a little access door here, which just on a clip at the top and just hooks in the bottom. And that's obviously, you can see we keep our fire extinguisher there. And we just move that away, and it gives us access to the grey water tank that's at the back, which is at the base of that. I've got a tap, which if we're somewhere where we can't get rid of the water straight out the bottom of the van, I can just turn the tap on. We keep all the water in here, then when we get somewhere we can just empty the grey water. And that just fits back on there like so, slam shut, nice and flush. And obviously just a finger pull hole there. Another addition we have is this, our little alfresco table. I actually saw this idea on an Instagram post from someone in Europe, and I thought it was a really good idea. So instead of having the drop down flap that we had here before, you just get this basically shelving. I suppose you'd have it in a garage or a shed, and just put that on there like that. And again, the clips go on the side of the shelf, and then you can just hook them in at whatever height you want, and there you've got a little alfresco table. We normally have it down at quite low, Alison being a shorty, and this is where you'll find our stove and us making coffee. So with our bench tops, we went with a 25mm thick laminated beechwood, and all we did with those was sanded them back and put a 2-pack lacquer on the top to give us this nice finish. There is a little downside to it. It does get a little bit scratched if you're not careful, so we tend to use a lot of these mats for hot things and general stuff like that. But there will be another video coming out of how we constructed these and cut them, and we also cut the sink in, so look out for that one.
So now comes the time to reveal to you what our little washers are for. So we've got them on, there's 3 of these actually. Now because our drawers are soft close, we didn't really want to put a catch on the inside here, because obviously that means they're not going to be soft closed anymore, you're going to have to push them. And we didn't want to have like a clip across each drawer, because obviously, you know, it's going to spoil the look and it's quite time consuming to do up every single drawer. So I thought to myself, what can we do, you know, to just sort of put a barrier there? So I came up with this. So we have 3 rods, 1 for each section of the cupboards. So you just put 1 rod into the top hole, it runs down past every single cupboard and drawer and pops into the washer at the bottom. And then as you go around any corner, you can see the drawers are just stopped by that dowel. It's a great idea. It was an ingenious idea. Simple, effective, very, very cheap, and they work.
Well, there you go. That's our new kitchen. We are absolutely stoked with it.
We had 2 full days on it, 2 12-hour days, and it was pretty tiring, but we're really happy with the end result. Thank you so much for watching.
And we'll see you next time
on What is Van Life.
Ta-da.